You ever go on the internet and type into Quora or some other place a question and you're looking for a response? If so, then in this video we're going to talk about how to make your questions a heck of a lot better, because unfortunately the internet is filled with questions that aren't very good, and when you ask questions that aren't as well structured as they could be, the answers you get back are never nearly as good as you wish. So that's coming right up. Hey there, this is Anthony Metivier from magneticmemorymethod.com, the website devoted to giving you every possible advantage when it comes to using your memory. And you know, part of that is getting quality information in your memory in the first place. And so that's why I want to make this video, because a lot of people, they've been asking for answers from me on Quora. Like, I've literally been cited, and I don't know how that came to be, but I go and I look, and the vast majority of these questions are really not nearly as high quality as they could be. And the first reason why is that the person seems to have done nothing on their own to actually answer the question. And so that makes it very, very difficult to give a quality answer, because really a quality question comes from being on the path, on having tried a little bit on your own to find an answer, and then actually documenting what you did, so that when you're asking the question, you can say, I need help with a particular topic, and this is what I've done to answer this myself, but these answers were not satisfying for these reasons. So you're actually doing something on your own, and then you're documenting what it was that you did, and then you're analyzing what you did, and then you're actually describing why those answers were not satisfactory. You give a person that you're asking a question to that material to work with, and the quality of your answers goes way, 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 way up. It will, almost guaranteed, almost every time. And it works because you are qualifying yourself as actually having a question that requires expertise. Because you need to have, let's say, an expertise level of struggle with the question, which you only earn through trying to answer it yourself. So I'm really concerned that, as great as the internet can be, and things like Quora can be, and even shooting off an email or leaving a YouTube comment or whatever the case may be, as wonderful as all that is, it's also creating a class of people who are really just putting their hand out for information, and they're not even putting their hand out with anything written on it that shows that they're, they've thought about the question that they're asking. They're just sort of trying to turn other human beings into their own personal Google, which Google is tough and rough enough to get a decent answer from, let alone from another human being. So you can really, really help people out by doing what I suggested before you even ask a question. And not only that, but you'll probably find that you'll reveal the names of people who are much more qualified to answer your question as part of doing your research and trying to answer it yourself. And then you'll actually find that they probably have very, very similar questions that they may not have even been able to answer, and then you're in a position to trigger new ideas when you ask those questions, which means that you're going beyond being a questioner, but rather you're being a contributor to a discussion that's already taking place, which is much, 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 much more exciting, and it's much better for your learning, it's much better for your brain. And so I highly, highly recommend that you follow these steps and use it as part of what you do to make yourself a better learner, and all of that material will be much more worthy of memorizing using the tools of memory that are at everybody's fingertips if they just want to claim them. The last thing that I'll suggest here is that you take action where applicable on the suggestions that are there. So when it comes to learning memory techniques, for example, the thing is okay, so you make a memory palace, and so the memory palace has this and that characteristic, and to optimize it, we want to have this or that special thing that we do with the memory palace. That's all great, but that's just information. It's not knowledge until you actually take it and apply it. And if you want to ask for the advice around that, which a lot of people do, it really, really helps if you've actually gone and tried something. So you can show, for example, a drawing of a memory palace that you created and say, I'm really stuck with this element of that, but you know, what's going on here? Here's what I did. And then you'll get a much higher and better and more qualified answer as a result. So taking action steps where applicable in your particular case, if you're asking questions where a skill is involved that requires you to take action, taking action is a great way to be able to document and display what your actual struggle is in concrete terms so you can get concrete results. Now, speaking of concrete, looks like we're getting some drilling into concrete, so I'll call this one short. But if you haven't made a memory palace and you want detailed instruction so you can make your memory palace in the best possible way, go to magneticmemorymethod.com/YT. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and again, come visit me at magneticmemorymethod.com/YT. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it for you, and until we speak again, drill some concrete and keep yourself magnetic.